It's wild. Like, we talk about information overload, but for young people growing up online,
Yeah.
totally different ballgame.
Right. It's not just what they're seeing, but how. What it even means to be informed is different now.
Exactly. And that's where this whole youth information worker thing gets really interesting. You've been looking into that on RoleCatcher, haven't you? So let's deep dive into that.
Yeah, let's do it.
We've got excerpts here from RoleCatcher's career guide for like aspiring youth information workers, and it's not just, I don't know, telling kids what's what. They use this phrase, hold on, empowering young individuals to become active citizens.
It's a really key distinction, right?
Totally. What does that even mean, though? Active citizens.
So it's not about just giving them the facts. It's about like giving them the tools to think for themselves.
Yeah.
To be critical. You're building agency, which is huge.
So not just handing out pamphlets at the mall, then.
No. Way more involved.
And probably more demanding, too, right? I mean, RoleCatcher's Guide doesn't shy away from that. Diverse populations, tough situations, the emotional side of things.
Oh, huge emotional intelligence needed.
Yeah.
You're connecting with young people from all different backgrounds,
Huh.
all dealing with their own stuff.
Yeah.
It takes patience. Yeah. And resilience.
Yeah.
And being able to, stay positive even when things are rough. And honestly, that's where tech comes in,
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Oh, okay. How so?
Well, think about it.
I mean, even for us, right? Managing, like, mental health online, it's a thing.
Mhm.
Support groups, apps, all that. Is that something a youth information worker would even deal with?
Totally. It's not just the information itself. It's how to, cope with it all. So, yeah, maybe they're introducing a teen to a mindfulness app or some online community. Even, creative stuff, Finding your people, finding your outlet.
Okay, so it's not just knowing stuff, it's knowing how to be online.
Exactly. Digital literacy is huge. RoleCatcher talks about that a lot, which, by the way, their whole platform is built for job seekers, which is kind of meta. AI-powered resumes and all that.
Yeah, the co-pilot thing, right? Wild. They're really saying tech skills are non-negotiable now, huh? Especially in this kind of work.
Totally. And it's not just using tech, it's understanding it. Ethics, how it all works, that's digital literacy for you.
So we're not just teaching a kid how to use Instagram, right? It's more like giving them the tools to be smart about any information they come across. Spotting fake news, understanding why they're seeing what they're seeing.
Being a critical consumer of information, not just a, passive scroller.
Right, which helps them way beyond just this one job, obviously.
Absolutely. Life skills right there.
It's kind of cool, actually. Like, RoleCatcher itself, they're not just, I don't know, matching resumes or whatever. They're putting this whole idea out there
Yeah.
about how work should be.
Yeah, it's like their whole thing is built on digital literacy being important,
Yeah.
on people being able to, learn and adapt.
Which makes sense. I mean, the job market's nuts, right? It's all changing so fast.
Constantly, yeah. So those are the skills that matter. Not just, knowing one specific thing,
Yeah.
but being able to figure stuff out.
And I guess youth information workers, they're right there on the front lines of that, seeing it firsthand.
Totally.
Hmm.
They see how kids are actually using information, where the system's failing them even.
Which, I mean, that's got to give them a unique perspective, right? To actually do something about it.
Exactly. That's where the advocating for change part comes in, Not just helping one kid at a time, but big picture stuff.
Okay, so break that down for me. What does that even look like?
Well, remember how RoleCatcher mentioned policy changes and all that? It's using what they know, what they're seeing, to actually influence, decisions.
Right.
Yeah.
But, concretely, give me an example.
Okay, so say you're this youth information worker, right? And you're noticing, I don't know, maybe a lot of the kids you're talking to are struggling with mental health stuff online specifically. So you could take that knowledge and actually advocate for better online resources, more funding for mental health services, maybe even changes to how social media companies deal with misinformation about mental health, all that.
Wow. So it's about connecting those dots from
Right.
one kid's problem to, I don't know, maybe changing how a whole website works.
Exactly. And that's where it gets really impactful, right? It's not just, oh, here's a pamphlet about cyberbullying. It's potentially changing how a whole generation accesses support.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty huge. We went way beyond just what is a youth information worker DO, huh?
All right, we're talking emotional intelligence, we're talking tech skills, we're
Yeah.
talking about, changing the world, basically.
No kidding. So to anyone listening who's thinking about this career path, it's more than just a job,
Oh, for sure. It's a chance to really make a difference.
Think about it. How could you use this role to make things better for young people? That's something to think about. And on that note, thanks for diving deep with us.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure.